Hello YouTube, it is I, the Amazing Kitty Asotus, with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about Hypatia. So I'll be reading from something that Carl Sagan once said about Hypatia. Without further ado, let's get on with it. The last scientist who worked in the library was a mathematician, astronomer, physicist, and the head of the Neoplatonic school of philosophy. An extraordinary range of accomplishments for any individual in any age. Yeah, just imagining Carl Sagan reading this in Carl Sagan's voice, by the way. Her name was Hypatia. She was born in Alexandria in 370 AD, at a time when women had few options and were treated as property. Hypatia moved freely and unself-consciously through traditional male domains. By all accounts, she was a great beauty. She had many suitors, but rejected all offers of marriage. The Alexandria of Hypatia's time, by then long under Roman rule, was a city under grave strain. Slavery had sapped classical civilization of its vitality. The growing Christian church was consolidating its power and attempting to eradicate pagan influence and culture. Here's a little something meme that I found to go along with that. The way Christians explain how Christianity spread across the world, how it actually spread across the world. I just thought I would share that. So, the growing Christian church was consolidating its power and attempting to eradicate pagan influence and culture. Back to what Carl Sagan was saying. Hypatia stood at the epicenter of these mighty social forces. Cyril, the Archbishop of Alexandria, despised her because of her close friendship with the Roman governor, and because she was a symbol of learning and science, which were largely identified by the early church with paganism. By the way, this idea that Christianity was progressive is a bunch of bollocks, a bunch of nonsense. So when you hear people, oh, Christianity's always been progressive, then why did they try to eradicate paganism? And I'm not, and I bet you, them trying to force their beliefs on people even went against some teaching of Jesus. So, like, it is one of those things that you think about people like Cyril, people like Cyril, the Archbishop, and you have to ask yourself, were they acting within the faith? And people who subscribe to his notions of Christianity, were they actually subscribing? Were they actually following the teachings of Jesus? So back to reading. This. So let's see. Despised her because of her close friendship with the Roman governor, and because she was a symbol of learning and science, which was largely identified by the early church with paganism. In great personal danger, she continued to teach and publish until in the year 1415, on her way to work, she was set upon by a fanatical mob of Cyril's parishioners. Probably ordered by Cyril himself. And they, by a fanatical mob of Cyril's parishioners, they dragged her from her chariot and tore off her clothes, and armed with abalone shells, flayed her skin from her bones. Her remains were burned, her works obliterated, her name forgotten. Cyril was made a saint. It is amazing. It is amazing how many abhorrent people were sainted. Like people that didn't even deserve it. Like people like the Cyril of Alexandria. Like I'm surprised by. I'm not surprised by that, because usually man has tended to celebrate some of the most abhorrent people. And when we view history through a coded lens, like that meme that I posted, not meme, like that meme of how Christianity actually spread versus the way they tell you in church, or what they tell you in church. That's an example of like the coded lens versus the truth. And it is very important that we remember people like Hypatia, because those are the people that helped to maintain civilization, whereas you had other people who wished to destroy it, like this serial person. We have modern equivalents of that serial dude. You have people who say that science, math, and literature are associated with white supremacy. And those people are really no different from the Christians that burn people alive and flay their skin. In the name of Jesus, in the name of we will show the love of Jesus. Yeah, the hypocrites that profess the name of Christ while doing everything that went against the teaching of Christ.